Hello, greetings, dear ones. Hope I'm audible. Just allow me a moment that I share. I don't know, I'm here without notice today. And it's been a long time also, so I don't know if how many of you guys are online. If you are, well and good. Just give me a moment that I share this. Okay, I see some of you here. Greetings to all of you. Good morning, and today I thought I'll just mention or talk a little about, it's not going to be a long session anyways, because I came here without notice and I thought I'll just make this small live and leave the recording back because all of you might not be available here. So it was about the topic of justifying karma. The other day I was doing a small video on the world crisis, the crisis that we all as a collective are undergoing, the planet Earth is undergoing, the crisis that is erupting from the cleansing process. Yes, it is all a part of the process, everything that's happening. And yes, everything they are justified. I don't say they are not justified. Everything is justified according to karma, the collective karma and all that stuff. But then again, when we are talking about collective healing, when we are mentioning about being concerned about our brethren, being concerned about each other, being concerned about each other's suffering and pain, see, that is one reason why we present here again and here, including all the workers of light. Why do we present ourselves? Why are we active? Why are so many people active on the social platforms and so many methods and so many ways? It is because of the concern, it is because of the empathy that one has. So I just made a small video on praying for Ukraine. Not just Ukraine, there are many countries right now that are undergoing a lot of suffering and miseries. There are many countries, not just now, these are just the wake of the events right now that we see. But many countries have been suffering for long. Many parts of the world have been suffering for long, but they have been suppressed. Most have not come to the surface, most have not been mentioned about, not talked about, or not given attention about. That doesn't mean there was no problem at all. There was, but it was all lurking in the hideouts from human consciousness, from our awareness. So we never brought that into our forefront, nor was this kind of news given to us. Only when things erupt to a great extent and becomes volatile does it becomes noticeable. So it's not that countries like Ukraine or Syria have just come out. They have been suffering since long in many ways. And there are many underlying causes that is happening all throughout the world, in all the collective. So that is not our concern. Our concern is about what we do in this kind of moments when there is a troubled kind of a nation, troubled world. You can just imagine your own condition, our own condition, when we are in certain kind of a problem. Just imagine a situation. If we are in a certain kind of situation, what would we have done? Wouldn't we have looked up for help? Wouldn't we have looked up for assistance? Wouldn't we have sought some kind of assurance or help or guidance or hope out to the world? we would have. What is it that prevents us now? It's because most of the time we are not relating or understanding as to what is happening to us. As I always mention, everything is an extension of us, our own extension. We don't even know that most of the suffering that we have in our lives, or what we have been facing in our lives, are part and parcel of the collective itself, whether we know it or not, whether we understand it or not. So, the point being, I just made a small song and just made a small request that, if we can just spend even 5 minutes just praying or bringing some positive vibes or holding a strong visualization, affirmation for those countries or for those parts of the world. Those parts of the world doesn't mean they are something different or far. They are our own extension, our own consciousness. We heal them, we help them, we support them, we are supporting our own existence. We do not look into them, we ignore them. We are ignoring our own unhealed parts, our own parts that are in pain and suffering. So when I mentioned this, there was kind of a mixed reaction that came in. Some said, okay, we need to heal. It's a good opportunity to heal and to pray for each other. We must do it. Because they felt so much of concern and sympathy and empathy towards the other. At the same time, there were some that said that, oh no, we should not bother into these things because this is all God's play, or this is the play of karma that's happening. It's group karma that's happening. So, in some ways, it is they have invited trouble for their own selves, and that is the reason they are suffering. So some had that kind of an understanding. Some said, we don't do anything, God does everything. So who are we to actually look into? We should mind our own business. We should look into our own consciousness. We should look into our own healing and own upgrading and own evolution. That is what is most important than worrying and wondering about the world issues at large. So it was a kind of mixed reactions. Though the ones who said this did certainly feel concerned about the pain of others, but then said, there is nothing we can do much. So let us concentrate on our own lives and get on with our lives. That is the reason I just came to just put this one point on. This is something that I feel is called as justifying what karma is, what God's work is, what's happening, and how, whether it should really affect us, whether it should not affect us. These are all disturbing, we all feel disturbed. We all feel disturbed. Why do we feel disturbed? If you check out in awareness and see why are we feeling disturbed when a part of the world is suffering, it is because we feel unrest ourselves, we feel unsafe ourselves. Have you noticed it? When somebody else in some part of the world is feeling unsafe, we ourselves feel insecure and unsafe because somewhere a part of us says, what if that happened to us, or how would we have related to it? So something happening somewhere also gives us a hint that it can happen to our parts of lives also. That is where the concern comes in, and that is why people want to stop it or go against it. So it is basically, if you see, self-protection in awareness, if you see that. So done that, what I was trying to say is, yes, we shouldn't be bothered, we shouldn't be over worrying or over concerned about all these things, because all this time we have been noticing and observing how we are learning that it's all the play of consciousness. It's the cosmic play of consciousness, where everything is unwinding according to what people are doing and how people are getting it back. Individually what one is doing and collectively what one is doing is coming back. No doubt. It's all karmic, pure karmic. There is nothing in this cosmos that is without a cause and effect, that is without karma. Everything has a cause and effect. So this effect of what we see, the parts of war and violence and suffering and miseries going on in certain part of world are the effect of the certain causes that was caused. A cause was there due to which this effect is come. So how do we deal with this? So looking at this, there is one aspect of us that knows, okay, why these things are happening. There is never a question of why this is happening. When certain things like this is happening, there is obviously no question about why this is happening, because we know it is karmic. So there is no question of why it is happening. Now the question comes of how do we deal with it? And what is our role in it? If we just understand this whole concept of this cosmos and how we are interlinked, we will know that we all have an essential role to play. Just shrugging it off, saying that it is karma. I just asked a question when this thing came in. Would we have done, okay, we say, this is all karma, it's God play, we shouldn't be bothering about it, we shouldn't be concerned, we should be concerned about our own lives and our own consciousness. We should not be too worried and get carried away with all these things. But would we have the same kind of expression if the people suffering were our own families, were our own loved ones? Just think about this scenario. Would we still express that it is karma, that it's God's play? Let it continue. Some people in our family or extended ones or loved ones are suffering. And we say, no, this is the cause and effect. They have caused it. They have created it. Let them suffer. It's God's play. Let it happen. Do we say that? Can we say that? I'm talking about loved ones. The people whom you are really concerned about, whom you love. At that time, if you observe, there will be no such philosophy or theory of whether this is real or not real, whether this is God's play or karma. There's nothing. You will jump into action. You will do what is needed to be done. You will pray, you will ask for help, you will seek whatever attention is needed towards it and try to heal the situation, assist in healing. Because, why? Because you cannot see the suffering of your loved ones. You cannot see them in trouble. So you assist them in all manners. You try to ease their pain. This is the difference, dear ones, I'm telling you. We can have this kind of a feeling with our loved ones, but we cannot have this kind of a feeling with our extended world. Why? That is because of the lack of oneness. That is because of the lack of oneness that we feel with the entire cosmos. We feel oneness with our loved ones, with our selected few members. So we are concerned about them. But we fail to see that extended version of ourselves in the collective consciousness. So it's easier to say it is karma and let God do his play, and let karma do its play. It's very easy to say that. Though in both these cases the scenario is the same. So that is what I am asking for, to become a little more aware of. Because when you do this in awareness, it helps us spiritually. I'm telling you, whatever I'm telling does help your own evolution. It is not that if you do something, if you put your attention on the world, something wrong is going to happen to you, or nothing is going to happen to you, or you are going to be burdened, or you are going to be troubled, you are going to be in trouble. Nothing of that sort. You are going to be helped, dear ones. Surely. It is just like saying, I have a body and my feet is aching. Now a feet is my own part. So I try to heal that part of the feet. Why? When I heal the feet, I as a whole being feel nice, feel better, feel relieved, because that leg is a part of me. The only problem is because we might not have that awareness or that consciousness how the collective, how the world is connected to us. You must have known of certain kind of cancers. You must have known of certain kind of autoimmune diseases. You know what is autoimmune disease? Today the world maximum, at the large population in the world, is suffering from autoimmune disease. You know what is autoimmune? Autoimmune is something that Your own cells attack your own cells. Your own body, your own defense mechanism attacks your own immune system, thinking it is somebody who's alien or foreign, or thinking that your system is a threat to your well-being. That is autoimmune disorders. Today the world is seeing a huge rise in autoimmune disorders. Why? Attacking the self. Cancers are what? Cancers are the cells attacking each other, the other cells. Healthy cells also get attacked in this. Why? Why is this attack happening? If you see closely our body on one level, and if you see closely your connection, your existence in this whole world is both the same. The collective consciousness, the whole collective consciousness is the part of your consciousness. The whole collective is an extension of your own part, whether you realize it or not. You might not realize it, but it is. So when you don't take care of a certain part of your whole collective, it is going to hamper you somewhere or other. It is going to cause trouble to you somewhere or the other. Are you getting that? It is just like this autoimmune disorder. Autoimmune disorders are same like what we are dealing here with. Collective consciousness. There is large number of intolerance. We cannot tolerate each other. We cannot tolerate different cultures. We cannot tolerate different faith. We cannot tolerate different religions. We cannot tolerate different paths. We cannot tolerate anybody who is little different from us. Why? Because there is an inability to accept that person the way they are. We want them to be like us. We want to change them. And anybody who doesn't change is not a part of us. We reject them. We criticize them. We condemn them. We punish them. When we do that, what are we doing? When we punish a part of the collective, in whatever way, in vengeance, in hatred, in wrong thoughts, in negative feelings, negative emotion, curses, violence, physical violence, emotional violence, mental violence, whatever you play a role in, the other part of the collective, it is going and damaging them in some way. When it damages them in some way, it is hurting you too. Autoimmune is the same way. Your own cells go and attack your own body, the good part of you. Same way, on a collective scale, larger scale, when you have vengeance, when you have intolerance, when you curse, when you put anger towards anyone, any part in this collective, you are affecting your own consciousness, your own well-being. Because if they get affected, you are not realizing a part of you is actually getting affected. This is autoimmune disease. This is why there is so much of rise in cancers and autoimmune diseases today in this world. Because somewhere we are abusing our own self, our own part and parcel. And if they are abused or if they are in trouble, we are not healing it. We are not taking care of it. Just like a part of your body is affected and you are not taking care of it. If your leg is injured and if you don't heal it in whatever way, it will turn into gangrene. When it turns into gangrene, it has to be amputated. So that you actually lose a part of you, and that is what is actually happening in the collective also. So dear ones, to make things short, what I am trying to tell you is, in healing others, in praying for others, in sending good thoughts to others, you lose nothing. You absolutely lose nothing, nor are you interfering into the cosmic, karmic events. You are not intervening in any way into anyone's karma, but you are easing your own karmic stuff, your own well-being. In looking into the well-being of others, you are actually looking into the well-being of your own. So there is no harm in feeling good, for others. There is no actual need to shame ourselves or shy ourselves away, saying that this is the cosmic play of consciousness. See, we are all alert and awake beings. I know. We are all awake. We know that we know the laws of karma. We know how the things work. We know how the cosmos works. That's all fine. But we need to know a little more deeper. It's little half that we know. So whenever we have an opportunity, and I'm telling you, the whole human collective consciousness right now, if you see, even as an individual, take as an individual, you are sitting as an individual right now, but you are not at peace. Have you observed this? Things might be all right in your life, things might be okay, not so bad in your life, but still you have no peace. There is a certain kind of deep unrest, as though something is unsettled, something is not right, somewhere, so a certain part of you, and that keeps man restless. No proper sleep, tiredness, lethargy, confusion, doubts, worry and insecurities, fear, a kind of fear and phobia at all the time. You don't know what it is about, but there is still something that is incomplete. Do you know what this is, dear ones? This is not your feeling. I'm trying to tell you this. This is not your feeling, because everything might not be so bad in your life. Everything must be good. The divine has provided you with everything. You have got 3 square meals. You have got a roof under which you are comfortably there. You have got enough surplus money. You have plenty of commodities and things that you need to live a normal life or a happy life. But still there is no well-being. Why? In spite of having everything. This is what I want to tell you. What you are catching is not your vibes. You are catching the collective, dear ones. This is the pain of the collective. If the collective is not at peace, you will never be at peace. Mark my words. We can never think that, to hell with the world, let me think about my happiness or our happiness, the me and mine syndrome. I'm bothered about me and my people. Let me just think of it. It will not happen. You try doing it. Try doing it. Unless there is an unrest in certain parts of this cosmos, there will be unrest within you, because you are connected with them. You are attached with them. Without doubt. Just like if you have a headache or if you have a body ache, a certain part of your hand is paining, you won't get sleep, you won't get restful. You can't be resting in peace. Something will be bothering you. That headache, that ache, that body pain, something. Why? Because it's a part of you, you can feel it. Same is the collective consciousness. That is the reason we feel the pain. The more lighter you become, the more your karma thins. The more of your baggages you clear, the more you purify yourself, the more you will feel others. You cannot escape that. Because now your senses are becoming more awake to others. Till now, we have been centered on our lives. We have been thinking about just ourselves. It is all about self-survival. But as you evolve on the ladder of spirituality, the me and mine syndrome, as it starts disappearing, the ego, as it starts thinning, suddenly you will see your consciousness becoming aware of much more larger aspects than you. You will start understanding and realizing there is something more than this me, this limited me and mine existence. There's something more larger. And that is when your consciousness will start tapping into the other parts. And that is when you will feel joy for joy and pain for pain. As it is said, It is both a blessing and a curse to be empathic. The people who are empathic in the sense, empaths they are called. Empaths are the people who feel the emotions and the feelings of others. It's a gift actually. It's a gift that your higher senses become more alert and awake, and you are able to sense something beyond yourself. So these are people who are empaths. They feel very strongly. But it is a gift as well as a curse. A curse because if you are not fully ready how to handle it in a balanced way, in a very neutral way, it will cause you a lot of trouble. Because balance is the key here. Though the whole thing that I'm talking for a couple of minutes now, it's all about balance. We know there is suffering, we cannot ignore it. And if we know there is suffering and we attend to it, we should not get lost in both ways. One is by ignoring. What I mean is, I don't want to get involved in it. You become stone-hearted, you become self-centered, you become selfish, and you're pushing away. I don't care about it. You don't care about it, it will catch gangrene and become cancerous and affect you today or tomorrow. Oh, then I'm scared now. I should be attending to it. Then I become an empath. I feel others' pain. Now, what is happening to others, I am overly concerned. Everything that's happening in the world, I am overly concerned because I feel pain. There are so many people, I'm telling you, so many people of light right now who feel the pain, who are in tears, who are not feeling good because they are sensing the pain. Now, if you sense it, only sense it without proper understanding, then what will happen is you will get depressed, you will get depleted, you will be all the time in pain. Both these I don't recommend. One is ignorance totally, to hell with you, stone-hearted, I don't care. The other is so much of involvement that I am myself also disturbed and I am in pain. Both are not recommended. What is recommended is the middle path. That I always talk here. The middle path is knowing that this is a cosmic play, knowing that this is all karma, this is God's work, or whatever. So I don't have to take responsibility for the world. I don't have to take the responsibility for what is happening in the world. I'm not responsible for them. They are responsible. There is a higher understanding, neutral. But at the same time, I cannot ignore. I need to contribute in whatever way. What can I do? I cannot do anything. Maybe I cannot fund, maybe I cannot go physically. Not needed. What is needed in spirituality is just your intention. A powerful intention that you have in your mind. We are so used to giving curses. Anything negative happens, we curse so easily. We blame so easily. What all do we think in our mind all day long? So if we can give curses are intentions which manifest. Curses are visualizations which you visualize. It takes a form. Now this is the opposite that I am saying. When we can give curses, why not? Why not think something positive for them just? And when you think positive, when you visualize something for others, it is a gift that you are giving to humanity. It is a blessing that you are giving to humanity. How do you bless people? You cannot bless by just neutrally saying something. Oh my God, somebody is suffering there. Oh, God bless them. Nothing is going to happen because there is no power in that. There is no intention. There is no proper intention. But if you say, okay, this is happening, and you close your eyes and visualize and you see that part of the world which is having suffering, you are not getting into their suffering and suffering with them and saying, oh my God, what happened to you? What happened to you? It might jolt you in the start and say, oh my God, somebody is suffering there. I can feel so bad. But that's not the end. That has just awakened you. That has given on the switch within you, telling that do something. Okay, I felt the pain of someone. Now what do I do? Now close your eyes and visualize that place. Visualize. What do you do when your body is having pain? Your leg is hurt. Do you sit and thinking, oh, my leg is hurt and I'm feeling the pain, do you sit crying all day? No. What do? First is the cry. First is you feel the pain. Oh my God, this has happened. It has brought your attention. Next is what? You do something for it. You try to heal it. You try to put medicine. You go to the doctor. Whatever. There is something, some solution that you're doing to ease it and cure it and heal it. So same is here. First is the trigger. You feel something. There's no point sitting and brooding over, oh, that has happened. It has happened. Fine. Now you're awakened. Now there is something that you need to take action. What is the action? Heal. Now you sit and visualize very powerfully the same places. All that you need to do is just this. Sit and just strongly visualize. Strongly visualize the result that you want. The result that if you see there will make you happy. Right now you become sad seeing something. What is it that will make you happy? Oh, they should be in this condition. They should be in peace. There should be no trouble. They should be happy. There should be freedom. Visualize that. Close your eyes and visualize the people of that area or whatever being at peace, being happy, everything fine, settled, everything in light. There is joy, well-being, health, laughter. There is freedom. People are moving about in freedom, in well-being, in happiness, in joy. When you see that, that's the blessing that you have. That's the healing. That's how healing takes. And mind you, I'm telling you, if you have not learned to do it on your body, whenever your body needs this attention or your life needs this attention, if you have not been able to do it, it is very hard to do it on others. Only the people who have been practicing this on themselves, it will be easy to extend that same healing, same method to the world. Are you getting it? This is what I'm trying to tell you. It's the advantage. It is always an advantage. When you send healing, when you visualize something good for the collective, you are automatically doing a great favor on yourself and your loved ones. Now, I'm not going to talk karmically about it because len den ka chakkar ho jayega fir. It will be calculation. Karmically, but let me tell you, karmically what you give comes back multifold. If you give blessings, it comes back multifold to you. But I'm not talking on this language because then your motivation will be that give and take. मुझे कुछ मिलेगा तो मैं healing दूँ. Oh, my life will become better. It will help me. Is that so? Okay, then I heal. No, that's a wrong intention. That's a wrong start. So I didn't talk about it. But I'm telling you, these are the side effects. These will happen. We need not know this, but it will happen. What you give comes back multifold. So if we want something, we want happiness, we want joy, we want peace, we want well-being, we want good health for myself and our loved beings, we must project it to the world. If what you project is what you get. If we project ignorance and if we project turning a blind eye, and if we project, that's karma, God's karma, let God take care of it. That's how karma works. That's their own people have done it. They have done it. So let them bear with it. If you have this kind of an intention, mind you, the same will happen. Multifold will happen to us. Whenever something goes wrong with us, the same thing will happen. It's karma. Imagine the whole world telling when we are in trouble, Khuda na kare, but if we are in trouble and the other part of the collective is saying, they are karma, let them deal with it. How would you feel? How would it feel to us? It would not feel good, right? We would feel ignored. We would feel punished. We would feel so bad. That's how others will also feel when you neglect them. Energetically, not physically. Because this is all energy. All the time, everything is energy. All the time, every moment we are making history. We are creating futures. The collective is creating futures. So imagine if everybody is talking this, karma, what will happen on the collective scale? This is called justifying things with karma. My master used to always give an example of you wanting a beautiful house. You have a desire, like one person has a desire, I want a beautiful house, beautiful life, everything and all that, and he's all the time praying and trying to create that, visualizing and all that, manifesting, law of attraction, all those things are there, and he's all the time in that. Good. But he has a problem. He has one negative aspect in self, that he cannot see others happy. He is jealous. Now this same person who's trying to create so beautiful life for himself has this small taint. So whenever he is going out, he cannot tolerate the goodness of others or for others. He sees a big house, and that is the kind of house that he wants. But now when he is looking at that house, he is sort of jealous. Or suddenly he'll say, such a big house must be out of black money. Where can you get this kind of money? Must be out of some crooked means this house has been built. Now that is a remark that he has made in the mind, thinking it is not a big deal. It is a big deal. It is going to affect his life. Because this is the projection that he has in life, that whenever a big house or a big wealthy house is seen, automatically the connection is that it is from unmeans, from wrong means, from not the right method. So it is not a blessing actually, it's like a curse that you are giving others. What kind of money, what kind of a big house, but and you're looking at it with disgruntled. You're not looking at it with respect or love. The cosmos, the universe reads this as your signature line even when it comes to your own creation. So now when you're creating your own house, this is the impression that is projected in the universe. Disgruntled. The belief, the unconscious, deep subconscious belief that to have a big house, you need wrong money, you need black money. Now we have hit the axe on our own feet. So there is conflict. It will never work. The law of attraction will never work. The manifestation will never work. How much ever you justify it, how much ever you say, no, day and night I'm working on my law of attraction, but it's not working. It's not working because there are conflicting statements, there are conflicting beliefs hidden inside. One side you are creating, one side you are destroying. One side you are thinking of a beautiful house for yourself, the other side you are trying to destroy whatever you see outside. It's a big conflict. This is how things work. I am reminded of what my master said. This is because, and this is what even Jesus Christ said, do unto others what you wish others to do unto you. Always do to others whatever you feel that others should do for you. If you don't like somebody doing something to you, then definitely do not do that same thing to others. If you are being ill-treated in some way and you don't like being ill-treated, then the lesson is, be aware, be in full awareness. Never do that same thing to others. Because if that kind of pain is coming to you, it is an indication that somewhere you are knowingly or unknowingly doing it to others. That is why it comes to you. As you sow, so you reap. This is karma. So when we say it is others' karma, it is our karma also that we are dealing here with. Are you getting it? So there is no point in actually justifying this karma, saying that let them deal with it, or they deserve it. This is another way of justifying karma, telling that they deserve it. Indirectly, when we say, oh, that part of the world is suffering, oh, these tribes are suffering, or these kind of people are suffering, they deserve it. This is karma. They are getting back their own karma. Now imagine the same situation. I told you about this house and this. Imagine what and how the universe is catching your signal and locking it as your signature. It just means when you look at someone suffering and you say, they deserve it, their karma. Means you have made a signature line for your life too. So whenever something is happening to you, something happens to you, you say, I deserve it. It is my karma. Are you reading this? This is what I mean by, if you do unto others something in a very positive and jovial way, in a very relaxed and natural way, that same thing will happen when you are in that kind of a situation. This is how the law of give and take happens. And I'm telling you, it is so easy to say. One of my friend only here online quoted his master's words of how you should be concerned of your own evolution and not be bothered and over concerned about the world, because the civilizations are crooked. The civilizations run on their own, but you should not be bothered. It is absolutely true what that master said. You should not be overly concerned about who and what and why things are happening and all that. It's not our cup of tea. But certainly he did not mean that if there is something pain happening somewhere, you use the same approach. So we are using the same teaching in the wrong context. Now, let me tell you one more thing. All these great masters, why are they still on this world? All these great saints and masters and all the ascended masters, why are they lurking around in this world? Just imagine they thinking, this kind of a mindset thinking that, oh, it's their karma, let them handle it. Just imagine. All the great masters who ever walked on this planet and are in this planet right now, imagine them having this kind of an attitude and saying, world is creating this kind of karma, let them deal with it. What will happen? What will happen to you and me? You know, we are alive, we are here, we are awakened, we are blessed. We have all been on this path. Why? Because of somebody's compassion. Because of our master's compassion. Imagine them saying, my work is done, I am leaving. Let the world handle their karma. What would have happened if everybody became self-centered? It cannot happen. Because that kind of an evolution, that kind of a state of consciousness is a godly state where you cannot ignore. They have purified themselves to that level that they feel the pain of others. And that is what makes them lurk around. Even though their work is done, they have nothing. They can be at peace if they want. They can be completely in total rest, liberated. They are liberated. But still, why do they move around? And why do they take on sufferings on their own bodies and lives? Why? Question it. That empathy, they are empaths. They are not just surviving for themselves. They are not saying that we are not concerned about the whole world. They are not saying, let me mind my own business. But they are here. Innumerable number of saints. Jesus Christ walked on this planet, took on so much on himself. Shirdi Sai Baba. All the great examples, the famous ones I am saying. And then we know all the other masters, famous or unfamous. We know our own masters who have taken so much of trouble to be around, to help each other. So if those masters have this kind of a quality, I believe their disciples, their children should imbibe this kind of quality. It's a natural thing which will very naturally come to you guys. If you are the children of your masters, it will very naturally come to you without asking for it. These are the qualities of your masters. These are the qualities of the great beings. You walk in their path. When you are treating their Guru Paduka, when you are treating your Guru Paduka, when you are looking at your Paduka, your master's Paduka, the footwear, and saying, I walk the path that you have walked the path. This is their path. Where we are not just concerned about ourselves, we do take concern about our extended consciousness also. Now I told you, there is a big catch. Because some said, oh, if you brood over that, then I will be in pain. I will be drenched. I will be depleted if I keep on taking others' pain. I'm not ready for it yet. You don't have to be. I'm not saying that you need to be crucified. I'm just saying to be neutral. Understand, yes, this is the law of karma that is happening. Understand this, the cosmic play that's happening. So, when you understand this, you will say that I cannot take responsibility for the world. This is how the approach should be. You need not take anybody's responsibility. Everybody is responsible for themselves. But when they are in trouble, you can pull them out. You can help them out. Bhagavan Nityananda in Chidakasha Gita says, if a man falls into a well, you should not leave him to be drowned. You should do your efforts to pull him out of the well. What does that mean? This is the quality of the saints. They are teaching us. Somebody is drowning. Don't say that drowning is his karma, his time has come. Let him go. Do we do that? That's what I asked you in the start of the video. Do we do that with our loved ones? We can say this with the world, but if our loved ones, if our family members are having this trouble, we won't think even a second time about karma, about cosmos, the cosmic play of consciousness. Does all these things come to your head? No, you'll spring into action. You'll jump into action to help them. Then why the partiality? Does this compassion apply only to me and mine? Imagine, this is what I'm trying to tell you, if all the masters had this me and mine syndrome and they only were worried about themselves and theirs, this cosmos wouldn't have survived. This world wouldn't have survived. This world is surviving because of the great sacrifices of the great rishis, the great ascended masters who are in the subtle planes, and the great ones who are even grossly working in the physical planes. So it's about balance. It's like, and they don't take responsibilities. You look at the great masters. They don't come and jump like a Superman and say, oh, you're in trouble. You don't worry. You just sit aside. I will save you. Nobody does that. And neither am I talking that we should be doing that. If somebody is doing something and you need not go, like if there is a war in Syria, if there is a war in Ukraine, you need not go and put up slogans there and sit or run a rally or open up a opposition party or go in conflict here on the social media or open up whatever, all these campaigns and all that. Not needed. All those things are not needed. It's absolutely not about that. If you do that, it is mostly taking responsibility for others. If you try directly to intervene into somebody else's karma, that is trying to take responsibility. Here we are not talking about that. We are saying, okay, it's their responsibility. They are having their consequences. But what can I do to assist them to come out of it? If somebody does a sin, should we forsake that? Like Bhagavan Nityananda said, if somebody is fallen into the wilderness, do you forsake that? Jesus Christ said, if somebody is making a sin, Jesus Christ very clearly said, hate the sin, but not the sinner. He said, hate the sin, the papa which they have done, the karma which they have done, hate that. But don't hate the sinner. Because that person might have made a mistake, but then might be repenting or might have learned the lesson. Who knows? When suffering comes, they learn lessons. Who knows? When a war is taking place, people might be repenting. People might be thinking, what have we caused? What have we brought upon this? So is that the end? They might be realizing their mistakes. Now they are trying to come out of it. Now you tell me, you and me, have we not had countless such episodes where we have done so many sins? And every time something wrong happened to us, or we got punished, or we got a lesson, precious lesson, and then we realized, oh my God, this is my wrongdoing. I did something wrong. Now I should correct myself. Haven't we felt this countless times? Now every time, and our journey is this, you and me who are sitting here, and bringing the spiritual evolution. What are we doing? Every time what we are doing on the spiritual journey is trying to find out our errors, what we have done wrong, and rectifying it, correcting it. That is how we are growing. Now you imagine, if there was no mercy from God or from saints or masters or other parts of the cosmos, if everybody said that, no, they have done a sin now, let them take it. Imagine that situation. What will happen? How would you feel? Oh, I did a mistake, but I feel bad for it. I'm trying to improve. I'm trying to grow now. I'm trying to take out all my negativities. It's difficult. I'm not able to, but slowly I'm making efforts. Now imagine your master or your religion or your path or the others are condemning you and saying, no, you have done it now, jhelo. Repent, you go undergo that karma, you undergo that. You deserve it because you have done that error. How would you feel when somebody says you deserve it? You know you deserve it. But you also know that you deserve something better. You deserve coming out of it also, because you are making a constant, strong effort from your side. I did a mistake, now I want to come out of it. I want to improvise, I want to grow out of this and resolve these unresolved issues, resolve this karma of mine, finish this karma of mine. So I need help. I need support. And that is what all the masters are giving support. We all are supporting each other. Are we not supporting each other when we sit and talk like this? Isn't this an attempt to support each other, help each other? If we close everything and just sit looking at our own businesses, why are we sitting here even listening to each other? Because there is a need. There is a need to grow. There is a need to evolve. There is a need for support that we seek, that we give. It is always mutual, giving and taking. That's how we make as a huge universal family. And there is no, hisab kitab there. It's just giving. When the time comes, it's just giving. You need help, you give. There are so many number of times I realized in my path when I was walking my journey and I made mistakes. But the master never looked at it, never looked at the mistakes. He ignored it. Now, the world that we live, I've seen, judgment is very easy, condemnation is very easy, opinions are very easy. People give opinion, people condemn, people judge, people conclude. And I've been seeing that in my life when I made a mistake, which I did not even realize that I'm doing. But when a certain consequence came, the whole lot around me said that you deserve it. You deserve it. It gave much joy in saying that you deserve it, you take it. Except one, the master. Only the master can say, you deserve this, okay, but you deserve better. You deserve it, no problem, yes, fine. Because that deserving only is teaching you something. But that's not the end, you deserve better. You deserve to come out of it. That is where what is called unconditional love. That is healing. Without judgment, there is no judgment. Now when we say the world is suffering, okay, it's their karma. We have judged. We have put our conclusion and seal. It's something we have condemned. We have judged. We have judged that it is karma. This knowledge, this great knowledge of karma is of no use if you use it in this manner. The other day I was sitting with one of my close friends in Sai temple. one of my classmates, schoolmates. So often we go to Sai temple and we sit there because Sai Baba's temple is very beautiful, and we sometimes spend hours there, sometimes 2 to 3 hours also. So we spend time there talking about such things, and he was sharing certain things. He was telling that he has this throat issues, and sometimes his throat gets clogged or he gets sore throat or something. And he realized that when he does something, that happens. The cause and the effect. When he does something, that particular thing happens. All our physical ailments are that way. All our diseases are that way. It is in reciprocation to something that you are doing. Something. So you correct that cause, the effect also correct. That's what healing is all about. That's what we are talking all the time here. So he was sharing with me, this is what's happening. But he said, more than me, somebody else knows about this cause and effect. And even if I am not reminded, oh, this is my own karma, somebody else reminds me all the time. I said, who? He said, my wife. So he says, whenever he has this sore throat or something happening, she will come and remind. तुमने परसों ऐसे बोला था ना मुझे, ऐसे hurt किया था ना, you had hurt me in this manner, you had spoken those harsh words on me. You know, that's why this has come. So this sore thing, the throat is what you got. His wife is trying to communicate and saying that you have got this because you did this to me. In other words, in sweet language, this has been talked, but in harsh language, if you decode this language, it is simply saying, the wife is saying, you deserve this. You are punished for what you did to me. Isn't that so? So I opened this thing to my friend and said, see, you are presenting in this manner, actual thing is this. It's somebody saying, you are being punished. And indirectly saying, you deserve it. He said, yeah, I know. Her tone and her thing while saying that, it's very obvious that somebody is enjoying that punishment and saying that, you deserve this. I said, your throat chakra doesn't get blocked because you said something. Please understand this, because I am a throat chakra guy. Your throat chakra doesn't get affected because you have said something. I'm telling you. Your throat chakra gets affected because you have not said something, or you have not said it completely. You have said only half, but you have withheld it. Because now, I told my friend, you are a spiritual person. Maybe in anger, you are trying to express something to your wife, and suddenly you become aware and say, oh, I'm becoming angry, I shouldn't, and you pull back those words. It is half said. It is all energy. Energy needs expression. When it is expression, you shout at somebody, that energy is thrown out. You control it, your energy, it gets built up. In your own system, it doesn't go out. That is why the master had said that if you get angry, punch a pillow. Why? Well, when you punch a pillow, that anger is released, that energy is released on the pillow. We are not directing it towards a person, but a thing, but we are releasing it. A release is important of that energy. So I told my friend, it is not what you have said that is causing that. So you remind this next time to your wife. When she says it, you said this to me and you're getting it. Tell her, I am getting it because I have not said it completely. Then she'll stop saying it. Why? Because, I'm getting this clog because I have not said. So next time I'll make sure I say it completely so that I don't get this trouble. So next time, she will again be more aware of, no, this is not right. I shouldn't treat my husband in this manner. She also becomes aware. Because these are like opportunities where man tries to take advantage by having a little knowledge about these subjects, spiritual subjects, especially the subject of karma. Karma is something which everybody knows, and nobody can know it completely, but everybody thinks they know it completely. Especially the people who know little about it. Especially the people who want to control you. Especially the people who want to suppress you. They will talk about karma. I've had this in my own life, I'm telling you. I can tell you of incidents which is so strange, you won't believe it. There were times when I was suffering. long time back. I was suffering for something, and that repeated illness was happening, and I was not in a good state. So it was like irritated and irritation and all that. And there was some loved being in my family who was actually there, and something was happening, and that person triggered something in me. So when that was triggered, immediately I reacted in an anger tone, and I was sick at that time. And when I did that, I saw an increase in that sickness, in that symptoms, and my body went more into that feeling of suffering. Now I was watching carefully the loved being, whom we call as loved in our family, observed that change in me, observed that the moment I reacted something and angrily, and there was a chain reaction in my body, and I was suffering, the immediate, you can call that instant karma, immediate suffering was happening. I saw a smile on that loved one's face, and it was a mocking smile which clearly gave the message, you deserve that. Loved ones, you deserve that. It's like saying, this is the price you pay for dealing with me in that way. What I'm trying to say is, we are even unconsciously aware of this karma, but we want to conclude for our own benefits that this is your karma because you do this to me and you get this. It's like threatening somebody and saying, you better be careful. You don't do this to me or you get this. This is half-baked knowledge about karma. Not necessary that what is happening at that moment has something to do with that person. Not necessary at all. Karma is very vast and you might never know. That thing that is happening at that moment might be something of 4 lifetime back, which is now in your prarabdha, which is acting on your karma. So nobody has the right to put a claim on it and saying that this is happening because of you did this to me. It's wrong. You cannot justify karma in that way. Just because you want a certain benefit out of that, you cannot condemn it that way. And we do it. That's what I'm trying to tell you. When I said about let's heal or let's think good about the collective consciousness, somebody said, they are karma. Let them deal with it. We are justifying that. How do you know it is their karma? Every suffering that you see cannot be associated. Another person wrote a mail or something, I think a comment or somewhere in my YouTube channel, and said that, oh, what you're saying is very good and I don't want to interrupt in what you're saying, but I have to inform the family of seekers, spiritual seekers who are here, that the country Ukraine has created this and blah blah blah. There's a lot of, since I am a diplomat in foreign policy or something international policy, they said, I am aware of this. So I know it is due to the violation of this foreign policy or something, and they did this, they did that. This is how they have been slowly doing things, and this is how they have been all these years doing, and now it has come back to them and all that. Now, that's what I'm trying to say. We must refrain from these construction of sentences and construction of frames and laws and consequences. Who are we to decide what karma is somebody facing? Why do we have to judge? Why do we have to judge and put a label as to, oh, they are suffering, it is their karma, they did that, We say this to people, you did that, that is that karma. So, how do you know? How can anybody know? Karma is so intrinsic. It's so vast. Nobody can get a full catch on it. How can we, with our limited understanding, just put a sign and say, this is happening because of that? It's unright to do that. Now, collectively, Somebody must have done something. Some politicians involved in something, some kind of politics involved in something, some diplomats involved in something. But do you know the consequences being faced by the collective, even the so-called innocents? There's so many innocent people who have nothing to do with all these things. Just because they are part of that collective, they have to face the brunt. Now, when we think, we are thinking from that perspective. We are thinking as a whole. And those who have done it, okay, even if they have done it, it's fine. Okay, it's fine if they are facing their karma, that is fine. But now what? To get out of this situation. Do I condemn and curse further and telling it's their karma? It's a curse when you say that. You're adding on to that negative fire. And I told you, what you give comes back multifold. So unknowingly also when we condemn something, it's their karma. You're putting a negative label on that. And asking the same kind of gift to come back to you, because that is what you're giving. Rather, how much time does it take if you just throw all these damn things away? Just what my master always said, don't judge. Why go to judge anything? Accept everybody the way they are. Okay, that country is this way, they have done. Forgive, finish, accept. And do not judge. Don't judge at all. Just do what has to be done. What is the outcome that you want to see? That's all. Okay, this is not conducive, this is not happening good. Okay, fine. So what should be the result? This way. Peace and harmony. Okay, just see that. That's all. Give a blessing and move away. Don't sit even brooding on that. Because this is not just about one country or something. This is happening all the time. Today you will find one country, tomorrow you might find another, third day you might find your own region, fourth day you might find something like a pandemic. All these are issues that are coming out of karma only. Even the pandemic is a karma. So, do we sit saying that it's karma, let everybody handle? It's very difficult. Imagine the pandemic, we are saying, oh, it is our own karma, now let us suffer. No, nobody says, let us suffer. They'll say, okay, we have learned our lesson, we must have done something, we must rectify ourselves. This is how we learn and evolve. So, we began simultaneously healing also, and curing and taking care of things which we have not taken care of before. That's how our approach should be. The other day again, few weeks back, same Sai temple, I was sitting with my friend only, and another lady came, somebody whom I met after many years, my old colleague. And she was talking about something, and she was talking about her relative. She was talking somebody in her family only who had gone a cancer treatment and was suffering very badly, and she died. So I was just asking, and she said that person died. And she was saying she died a very, very painful death. Too much painful. For many years she was suffering the consequences. I was saying, oh my God, that's bad. It shouldn't have happened. She said, no. You don't know what she has done. She said, I called up my child who is in the foreign country, and I was telling this person, poor thing, in our family has got diagnosed with cancer, and this is happening, that is happening, this is the suffering that is happening. And my child says from there, don't worry mama, that's okay. Do you remember how they had treated us, how that person had treated us? This is karma. They are facing their own karma. So what's happening is fine. Don't worry about it. So this lady was telling me in pride, this is what my child said from there. And they deserve it. I asked her if I'm allowed to say anything in this, or she said, yeah, you tell. I've always listened what you say. Then I told her this thing. It's not a good idea to condemn and to proclaim on somebody that they deserve it because they did something wrong to you. Our ego feels so justified that when somebody is suffering, it is due to me. For me, that karma is happening. Everybody says this. I've seen everywhere. If something wrong is happening to somebody who does not listen to you, for example, let's say I am a person, I don't listen to somebody, and somebody wants me to behave in a certain way, behave in this way, this way, this way, and that person tries to control me and all that. No, I don't listen. I don't care. And let's say I suffer something. That person will say, you suffered, you're suffering. This is what happens when you don't listen to me. It's absurd. It is the human ego that does this. The ego feels that whatever somebody is suffering is because they did something to me. Means I am a godly person. I'm a very great person. So you do anything, you are going to have consequences. So see, you'll read this very clear. What I'm trying to tell you, we are like this. Whenever something happens to someone, we always love feeling and see, this is the punishment you get for dealing with me. Why? Because I am a so and so. It's not a good idea, because these imprints create the same reversible effect in our life also. When things happen to us, the same energy is diverted there and say, I deserve it. I deserve it. Let me go through it. Very nice. You need to get that. This happens. So these are all very subconscious stuff which we might not really know about, which I tried to bring out to the forefront and tell you that this is not how karma functions. Karma is not a result of our ego. Somebody's suffering is not a result of God's punishment for the injustice done to me. Let that ego be shelved aside for some time at least. So this was a very short message that I wanted to actually just convey here. I came here without notice, and I came here after a long time. So I don't know, I don't see much people here today. Okay, that's fine, but I just wanted to leave back this message. I'm sure if you reflect on this, it will help. As I told you, we are looking at all aspects of our life, and as I'm walking my journey, as whatever I see, whatever I reflect, I try to put that into a teaching there, or what I have learned from my master. It reflects. I try to put that and revive that in there, so that we learn from these experiences. Then we succumb to it. Sometimes if we don't understand these things, it can cause us trouble. So this kind of awareness of these things will help us. We will be very mindful when such things happen next time to us. So I believe we practice a little more of awareness, because what I'm talking here right now is all from awareness. The deep practices of awareness has given me this kind of gifts to understand. And as I told you, it's a curse. It's a blessing and a curse to be able to relate to others' feelings. It's a blessing when it's joy and harmony. And it's a blessing to know what's happening in the collective. But if we are not balanced, if we are not neutral, it can be a curse. Because then I'll be restless. That shouldn't happen. So what I'm trying to say is the middle path. You understand, you relate to, you feel empathy about others, you feel good for the others, you express the kindness and compassion for others, you do everything in a detached manner without getting involved in it directly, because if you're trying to get directly involved in it, it is intervention into their karma. You need not, and it's their own give and take that's happening, but you as a being of light are trying to just contribute to the whole thing by detachedly just praying for them, sending them healing, sending them love, sending them light. And in this process, you are certainly, it doesn't go waste, I'm telling you. Whatever little you contribute through your visualization, through your energy, through your intention, it goes and it adds on to that. It might make even a negligible change. You might not know, it is not necessary to know, but the change will be there. And that impact of what you do to affect somebody else's life positively is a great punya, is a great blessing that reflects back in different ways. So as much as possible, we try to silently do it. 5 minutes a day. we pray for others, we think good of others, for everybody's well-being, without any distortion, without any partiality, without saying this is mine, that is not mine, nothing, just out to the animal kingdom, to the plant kingdom, to the human kingdom. You do it equally to all, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, as a regular routine, or if not that, whenever you remember it. It doesn't take much time. When you remember, when you see something, a news or something that's affected, close your eyes for a moment, send blessings and love. You'll see that your pain also neutralizes. You'll see that you'll not get affected. What is distressing you so much about the world worldly things, what's happening, your own insecurities, your insecurities with the other people, it will help you. Suddenly you will see there will be peace within you when you do that healing. Suddenly you will see that a certain aspect of something within you has healed. Try it and see. That is how powerful it is, our extension, the world as our extension. For that, awareness, living in awareness as much as possible. Basically, people ask, what is this awareness? Awareness, I always tell them, briefly, it is just this knowing. I remember my master telling once about how it is a blessing and a curse to be able to read others. I don't remember where he was saying this, but something was happening, and because he is a man, a master, an extraordinary person who can read minds very easily. Anybody who's sitting in front of him, he can read him, scan him like anything. These are my personal experiences with my master. Not just with me, I've seen him doing that for others, for the collective especially. He reads the collective very easily, like this. That is what puts him into action. So he was once mentioning, if you look into the mind of a person, he says it is hodgepodge. It is so much of confusion and nonsense. What he was trying to tell somebody was, I am not interested in you. Because that person was trying to say that, Master, you read. You know everything that's happening in my mind. So he was trying to tell, why should I be interested in your nonsense? There's so much of nonsense in everybody's head. So what he was trying to say is, that is not the place that I want to stay, in somebody else's mind, and we don't go to do that. Always read this mind, that mind. It's not. Because there is nothing, no big deal in it, and there is nothing worthwhile in that mind. He says it's a bundle of confusion. He says if you observe the mind of somebody, you just look into the mind of somebody, it is so hodgepodge. There is not a single settled thought. This thought is coming, then suddenly another thought is coming, then a conflicting thought is coming, then the fourth is coming, then it's a curse, then it's a blessing, then it's a nice, then it's a bad, then it's a dirty one. It's continuously jumping from here and there, and if you see, it's a bundle of chaos. So he was telling, one must know how to deal with this, otherwise when your perception becomes very open to reading all the stuff that is flying around, you will not be able to rest, because every time, from everywhere, there is bombarding and thoughts and the things that's coming to you. So there's a way to be neutral, by being unattached to all these things, by not buying into those things. So what I'm trying to say, there is no need to actually go into the details of all that. It's not needed. You can do it in a detached manner, like the masters did it. They were not into the hodgepodge, but they did it. Did it from a very detached manner. And that is how he was able to pinpoint which part of the world needed what kind of programs, and which healing programs, which higher programs, when it was needed, depending on the collective consciousness. It was all on the dependency of the collective, the want, the desire of the collective consciousness, what is needed at that time. So this is how he used to decide where to go, what to do, how to deal with, what to teach. It was all on the collective. receptive mode of the collective. How would one know without being able to tap into these? So it was used in a very, that's what I'm trying to say, in a very sophisticated manner, only to understand the need, and that's all. Then there's a disconnect. Then you just deliver what has to be given. That's all. There is no kind of interventions. There is no kind of somebody is jumping into somebody else's responsible space, because it's all everybody's responsibility. So the guidance used to come, but still it depended on mankind how they took the guidance and made use of it. So this is what I mean by curse and a blessing. So awareness, I was telling, just briefly I'll say before I just close this, I'm not going to, as I told in the start, in just a small video. Awareness is something that you just know. This awareness, this is the knowing of what happens in and around you. When you develop this, you will be able to extend it to a larger extent, into the collective also. What's happening, but without getting perturbed by it. By being neutral, by being observant, by being just a witness, by knowing that I'm not the doer, I'm just witnessing these things. That is when you can say this is the play of consciousness that's happening. It's a play that's happening. But I don't move aside saying, oh, it's a play that's happening, let the play happen. Remember, it is a play of consciousness, but you are an active conscious player in it. You are also playing in this role. You have a role to play in this consciousness. You have a body, you have a soul, you have an agenda that you have come here with. You have different responsibility that you have taken on earth, and you are affected by it in various ways. That means you are a character of this play. You cannot escape that role. Though you know it's a cosmic play, but you're still playing the role. So as long as we play the role in this cosmic play, we have a responsibility to be, because we are part of it. And what is our character in this play? Okay, this is a play unwinding itself. So what is this character playing? Role. There is no role. If I say there is no role, then there is no need for me to be in this planet. Understand that. If you had no role to play, you wouldn't have been existing in this body. You are in this body because there is a role. There is something that is going on in your life. Your contribution in some way. That is how you are here. And that is what I am trying to relate to you here. What is that contribution? It is this. Just pray and heal, that's all. And keep walking. Neutrally. Understanding this is a play of consciousness. So awareness is that thing that makes you aware of these things. Without any philosophy, without any studying, without any knowledge, without any detailed dig or study into it. You just become aware of all this. You know, there is a certain knowing of this thing happening, and there is a knowing of what you should also reciprocate with. Awareness doesn't need preparation. Preparation in the sense, it is nothing to be done by the mind. Awareness is not done by the mind. You don't decide to do something. When you decide to do something, that is logical. That's something from your mind. It's not awareness. Awareness is very spontaneous. It makes you do without even talking about it. Like for example, if I'm sitting here right now and if I have to get into a meditative state, I don't have to think about it. I don't have to work it out. If I'm in a state of meditativeness already, if I'm in a mindful state, in a aware state of awareness, then just talking and sitting this way, I can fall into meditation very gradually without having to do it. You must have seen sometimes when we are sitting for a program, a meditation program or something, and the master used to say, okay, let's meditate now. There was a big talk or bhajans or something else is going on, and you are fully active in that. When Sankirtan is sung, you are fully active, in full awareness, you are there. Or when the talk is happening, you are fully involved in interacting with the master. Then suddenly you used to say, okay, let's meditate. Suddenly you must have seen everybody, they straighten themselves up, they change their posture, they move the chair, they ready themselves, they sit aligned, and some have water and all those things. That's a mode of preparation. There is nothing preparation. Awareness doesn't have preparation. Awareness means just whatever state you are in, you have been in that natural state, you just fall into it. So that thing doesn't come to the mind, oh, there is something that I'm going to do now. And when the mind gets that I'm going to do something now, then the mind will tell, what do I do? Then it will plan, oh, I need to do this, I need to do that. Are you getting that? That's more of logical. Awareness doesn't go into all that. It's very spontaneous. It will just blend into that stage, whatever is happening. It is always better not to expect too many things out of your meditation, the meditation in awareness that you are doing. Not to expect something special, because whenever we go into meditation, what happens? The big blunder that I've always seen is we have a lot of expectation. Before we close our eyes in meditation, there's something that we want, something that is going to happen. Even with the master, I used to see when people are sitting with the master in a crowd, everybody used to have great expectation. Something is going to happen now inside. Something is going to blast, some light is going to come, or some revelation will happen, some vision, something. There is that anticipation of that specialness that we always put into our meditation also. When we sit before meditation, we expect something special. And that is what leads to most of the disappointments also. Many of them communicate, whenever they communicate with me, say that today's meditation was not good, or nowadays meditation is not happening good, or I don't feel that what I used to feel before. This is because of that comparison. You have a comparison. You had a certain experience, now you are expecting that in your meditation. You are expecting something special to happen. And when that doesn't happen is what disappoints you. And when that repeatedly happens twice or thrice, you lose interest in meditation. It's not happening anymore. What I'm trying to say is, in awareness, there is nothing to expect, actually. There is nothing next. What next? The mind always goes, what next? There is nothing next. This is it. This moment is it. So you being centered into this particular moment is that state of awareness. And you accept that moment, whatever way it comes. Whatever it brings, it's fine with you. You are not attached with it. You are not going to benefit out of it. You are not going to lose anything out of it. You are just being that experience. So when you go with this approach, you will see everything is wonderful. Even if you are not feeling good, and if you sink into that not feeling good, you will feel that presence of being it will fulfill you, will nourish you. That is a mindfulness act. So people are asking, what is this awareness all about? So this is how I could explain them. Awareness. When somebody asks you, how are you? What immediately happens in you? If you are conscious. If somebody asks, how are you feeling? Do you actually sit and start thinking, how am I feeling? Oh, I am feeling today a little hot. Oh, I am not feeling so well. I am feeling a little tired. Do we go into this phase? No. You'll see when somebody asks you, how are you feeling? Immediately, within 1 or 2 seconds, you will be able to relate to what's happening within you and even speak it out. Oh, I'm good. Oh, or you might say, I'm not so good today. What is that spontaneous thing that told you you are good or not good? You're feeling good or not feeling good? That state of awareness. What happens is, in that moment, you connect to your awareness. And that feeling, how are you feeling today? Good, bad, ugly, whatever. Awareness has told you quickly. It is not the thought. It is not that mind is thinking, how am I feeling? Nothing. This is awareness. This is how you switch into that awareness. Somebody has prompted you from outside. How are you feeling? You suddenly switch into that. So these are minute things which I gave you as a tip today, which might help you again. So I'm winding off today quickly because I'm planning to travel shortly to another place, and maybe I'll try to do a live from that place. Maybe we can pray together for 5-10 minutes because that place is a powerful place. So that might help in channeling this light and healing to all of us. And as I told, every meditation, before or after the meditation, try to spend 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever you can. This is a selfless service that you can do, which has bountiful gifts, I'm telling you, in your own spiritual journey. These are my experiences. When you help others, you get massive help from, because that's how the universe treats you. Anything, anywhere you see, you need to give help, that thing is there within you. That awareness is there that I need to help, I need to help, I need to support, I need to assist, I need to guide, I need to provide help, healing, light, hope, whatever. So when those things happen to me, nature also arranges for all these things, some or the other way. And I will accept that healing also because I am in this kind of a mentality. So automatically, I will accept that kind of help, hope, healing, light coming from somewhere else. And that is how I benefit in my life. So with this, okay. Today we have less people here. That's okay. So tomorrow, I think tomorrow or day after, probably day after, I'll connect back with you on a live that I'll probably try to do from that place, and it's a Shivaratri again, so it's lots of divine love and light to all of you. Deepali ji, thank you. Bindu ji, thank you. Okay, I was wondering who are these few people. Now I know who are. Jyoti ji, Kamalakshi ji, Simi ji, Anita ji, Jyotika ji, Manoj ji, Harish ji, Rajesh ji, Reena ji, Nirlakanti ji, Krishna ji, Vishal ji, Mamta ji, Anil ji, Shantanu Paul ji. Lots of divine love and light to all of you. May blessings and abundance always be yours. Stay blessed.